Time for some politics. I'm sure by now, unless you're living under a rock without Wi Fi, without ever going to a coffee shop, you know that President Trump is having a terrible, no good, very bad year. He's been having a terrible year. And so this here is his mugshot. Yes, he's finally got a mugshot, and some multiple bodies are holding him accountable. But before we get into the mugshot, I want to talk about something else, a little bit more frivolous. Why this dude send in his weight and height and say that he is 6'3" and 215 pounds? Like, come on, bro. Yes, you could be 6'3", but ain't no way on God's green earth or Beyonce's planet or on Al Green's internet that you are 215 pounds. Come on, be effing for real. Donald Trump's booking documents in Fulton County, Georgia, managed to repeat a familiar untruth about the former president and even establish a brand new one. Once again, Trump, whose height peaked at 6'2", claims to be 6'3". He's been doing this for years, even though as a 77-year-old man, he has surely been shrinking, not growing, and frankly, isn't particularly likely to be 6'2" still. And then he said he was 215 pounds. Come on now. He's able to get away with this because he pre-supplied how much he weighs. Why didn't they weigh this man anyway? Why didn't they get some accurate numbers? Okay, so 6'3", 215 pounds, those are impressive stats. Those are Muhammad Ali in his prime numbers. As one point of comparison, Trump's doctor had him at 239 pounds in 2018. And it's this guy, so a grain of salt. As another point of comparison, I'm 5'9", and I would say my body shape is comparable to Trump's, and I weigh like 240 pounds. And I play soccer sometimes, unlike Trump, who never exercises because he believed that his body contains a finite amount of energy like a battery. Okay, so that was just my little pettiness. I'm sure there'll be more pettiness involved in this video, but I wanted to point out that he thinks that he's 215 pounds and 6'3". I came across this little tidbit as I was perusing Instagram. This man, Floyd Harrison, the leader of Black Voices for Trump, now in police custody, and he was the only one who didn't get bond. So he is also the only one that is not of alabaster hue. But okay, hold on before I laugh. Let's see why. Okay, so this one says a Donald Trump supporter who surrendered to Georgia authorities Thursday on charges he conspired with the former president and other allies to overturn Trump's 2020 election loss because Trump lost by millions in the popular vote. Trump's election loss is also facing federal charges that he assaulted an FBI agent in Maryland. So he's facing other charges. These law and order people keep breaking the law for some strange reason. Okay, a little bit about Harrison Floyd first. He's also known as Willie Lewis Floyd III. He served as the director for Black Voices for Trump and is accused of recruiting Stephen Lee to arrange a meeting with election worker Ruby Freeman and Chicago-based publicist Trevian Kutti. Freeman was in the midst of a harassment campaign by those falsely accusing her of fraud at State Farm Arena on election night, according to the RICO indictment. And prosecutors charged Floyd, Lee, and Kutti with trying to manipulate her under charges including conspiracy to commit solicitation of false statements. So that is the reason why. False statements and writings influencing witnesses. So that is what he is accused of. And remember, Ruby Freeman was that election worker who started getting harassed because she and her daughter wouldn't kowtow to Trump and them and say that, she saw election fraud. Okay, so why is he still in jail? Let's answer that question. The most direct answer is that he, alone among the 19 co-defendants, didn't have a pre-arranged bond. As of now, that means he'll have to remain at Fulton County Jail until he can appear before a judge who would be able to grant him one in a first appearance proceeding. When exactly that might happen and whether in fact he would get one right now remain unclear. Why just Floyd? That would be for District Attorney Fani Willis to say, and she has not released any kind of statement indicating why no bond was negotiated with Floyd. So that is what's going on with that. Now let's get some more of this recap of Trump and his co-conspirators. Former president who lost terribly in 2020 against Joe Biden was booked at Fulton County Jail Thursday night on state charges that he conspired to overturn the results of a 2020 presidential election. He was fingerprinted, had a booking photo taken, and then was later released. So we already know that. Let's talk about some of these other people. Here are some of the other co conspirators. Trump has something to say. He says, those people that have been so unfairly dragged into this, these are high quality people who don't even know why they were brought in. I'm sure they kind of have an idea now. Those people have to be released. They have to be released from this horrible thing that they're going through. So he is probably scared, especially since he is not paying for the legal fees for these people. So these people are probably not hardened criminals, probably not used to being held responsible for their action, and probably about to sing like a freaking canary. You know, something that is still very much cackle inducing is that Trump is still the overwhelming popular vote for Republicans. And it is hilarious to me that I am sure that Republican strategists and the Republican establishment are seriously wringing their hands, wondering what to do next. Because DeSantis, well, according to this, I don't exactly know when this poll was taken. DeSantis is in second place, and he is a terribly unpopular candidate. And all these other people are very, very much unpopular. So I have no idea what the Republicans are going to do, nor do I care. I bet you the Democrats could put up a book or a half-eaten sandwich and beat any of these people. And the fact that Trump is still taking up so much of the conversation, I'm sure he's getting most of the money. It's just hilarious to me. I am cackling, and I hope that Trump stays in the race until the last possible minute. So here are the Republican candidates, none of which will win anything because who is going to vote for these people? But here are the Republican candidates, not including Trump. Trump is going to win the nomination, and then he's going to go and probably not be even eligible to be president because of all of his legal woes. So, what do you guys think of all that's going on with the Republican Party, Trump and his legal fees? I mean, I'm sorry, and his legal woes? Like, comment, share.